So like I was saying, you might hit someone's car, so you have to be very, very careful when you are coming out of the parking garage, because hitting someone's car costs your insurance. You don't want to do that, so you have to be very careful. So I am almost out. I normally go to park all the way to where I am close to where I work. That way I can get off the lift and go. So like I said, it is snowed, guys, but here in the US there's one thing that I like about look at the road. It's very clean, but when you look at the sides, there is snow, because normally what happens is that if it snows, they clean up. Well, now this is a hospital, so they clean up by the hospital. It is for the hospital people. But as I drive, because I like to show you where I'm driving, you will see that the roads are very clean. Very, very, very clean. And I think that's what I'm going to talk about. That will be my topic for today. What happens when it snows? Do we go to work? How do we drive the cars? At first, you know, you cannot compete with Mother Nature. Sometimes it will snow and they are not well prepared, because here the city council is the one that cleans up all the snow. So you find that sometimes you'll have to drive in the snow, whereby like on Saturday night, because I had to work, it was really snowing. And the thing is that I couldn't take a video at that time, because when I'm coming, I normally leave my house at 5. And right now, since the time changed, at 5 it's dark. So there is no way that you're able to take a video, because it's very dark. The nights are longer than the days. If you have learned, studied that geography, you know, we used to study that geography and we couldn't know what they were talking about. Now, right now, it's getting dark at 5. So you find that the roads were very snowy. Some roads had been closed because they look at the roads that maybe people can cause accidents and whatever, then so they closed them because it was really bad. That's the hospital that I work in when it was snowing. But the thing I like about here is that when it starts snowing, regardless of whether they caught it fast or whether they caught it when it is snowed, they clean up the roads very fast. They pour there's some kind of salt and water that they pour, and it just melts out the snow, and there are big trucks that come and clean up the roads. So you are not gonna, if it's not like yesterday, the next day all the roads are gonna be clean. So when you see the roads, it's like they have been washed out, because they work very, very, very hard to clean them up. And that helps, because you're like, even if you're paying your taxes, you see where it's going. And why I'm saying that is that when you compare to where we have come from, like when you compare to Africa, like right now, I've been talking to my friends, I've been talking to my family, and they're telling me that it's unbearable. And I do understand that it's unbearable, because right now the dollar is going to 150 something. I do remember when we were coming into the US like 9 years ago, it's gonna be 10 years next year, the dollar was like 80 shillings. And people were still complaining at that time that the dollar is very high. But right now, it's 150 something. So what can you say about that? So that means that even the money that you have even in the bank is not, it doesn't have value anymore. Because if you want to trade outside, or if you want to do something outside, or maybe you want to travel, you know, most of the time when you travel, you pay money in dollars. You find that you have to have a lot of money for you to be able to reach even to a few dollars. You know what I mean? A few $1,000s. So as you can see, this is downtown. This is how it looks after it has been cleaned up from the snow. I hope that you can see very well. This is downtown. And I also want to thank you for watching my other videos. And you know, I really do appreciate when you like the video. I really appreciate when you share it with your friends. And I really appreciate when, you know, when I see new subscribers coming in, because that means that there is growth. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, as I am still showing you downtown, is that me and Francis decided that we were going to start a channel with our mother tongue, whereby we can also talk to those people who do not understand English very well, because Charity's Bubble, most of the videos are done in English. So we want to tap into those people who don't understand English very well. So we have that Kikuyu channel that is called Kwemenya America. So please go ahead and subscribe to that. You know, it's very new. We have like 1.5 video, because that the first video is like 3 minutes and the other one is very long, it's like 40 minutes, but it has a lot of insight. So share it with your friends, especially those friends who understand that language. Later we are gonna go and see if we can start in another language. We want to start with different languages so that we can be able to tap into many people, especially the people who do not understand English. So please support that channel, and we are going to be uploading more videos as we go on. And thank you for those who have subscribed. So I'm new downtown. So look at the roads, they're very clean. And you know, you feel good when you're driving, you know. And down here in downtown, you have to drive very carefully, because there are passengers, people are passing. You'll find some homeless people, like a lot of homeless people. But right now it's early in the morning, and I know they're back there. There's a place that they go to eat. They're given food, and there are other services that happen there. And if you drive around, there's another place that there's a shelter, whereby when it's very cold, they normally go and get a place to sleep, you know. And it's good because even if people live on the streets, there is still help for them. There is still help for them. And I also like to talk about, especially when you have come from home, because I know there are some people who have come from home, from Africa, and they have come here and wasted themselves, and they have come here and they become homeless. The only question I ask about it is like, why? Because here in the US, and you know, I pray for you guys that you can win the green card, or you can come in however you can come to the US. You find that when you have a baby, like I like to compare my 2 older children and my 2 younger children. When I had Eric, we didn't even have a TV. Did we even have a radio? I don't even remember. We had a really small radio. And we didn't have so many things. But then when we had Christine, at least we had a TV, you know? So we were kind of evolving. But when I came to the US, it was a little bit different. When I had my children, my 2 younger ones, Olivia and Gigi, the first thing that those children are born in, Americans, every American child, their house, there is water everywhere. There is a toilet that is inside the house. There is electricity in the house. There is air conditioning. There is fridge that is full of food. And you find that when you have a baby here in the US, there is some organizations that you can go to, and you get milk for your child for 5 years. 5 good years. I used to go when we came into the US, because Christine was 4 years old. So I went for a whole year. And then I went a little bit for Olivia, and then I stopped, especially when I became an LPN, and we started just, you know, having a more step further. You know, we sat down and we were like, we really can afford to buy milk. We really can afford to buy the little that we get from there. So we decided not to take away from the people who really need it. So we normally do not go. And it's not because of what, it's because when you can afford, it's always good to leave it to someone who cannot afford, because there are some people who are needy and they really cannot afford. So we stopped going. But you find that when I look at my children, my 2 children, it's very, very different. So another thing, that when you have a child here, they will have insurance from the what we call it, the state insurance. They get insurance, although that depends on your household income. Like there's so many advantages. They go to school and you don't have to pay a lot of money. Even if you have to pay money, it's just a little bit, and they will eat in school. You know, I do remember we used to go without lunch, although I don't like telling my kids so much about how I grew up, because I don't feel like it's gonna bring a very big impact on their life, but I try to tell them that it's important for them to appreciate what they have. I hope that you guys can still see downtown. I haven't exited from downtown, so I hope that you are still seeing the way it's cleaned up, the way it had snowed. The snow still hasn't gone away, but it's not very cold right now. So what I was saying is that being homeless is a bad thing, but you here in the US you make a choice. You always make a choice of how your life is gonna be. And that's why, like I was telling you, when you come here, you have to work hard. Work very, very, very hard. And the best thing for you when you come here, follow your instinct, follow your mind, follow your gut. You know? So that even if you fail, you will not blame anybody. You're not gonna blame anybody. But when you come here and you start listening to people, and you know, every person will come with a theory. They want to help with this, they want to help with this. And it's okay to listen to people. But at the end of the day, be focused. Be very focused. Now I am going to enter into the highway and do what is right for you. Because some people, they, you know, like it's very, very easy to lose your way here. Like very, very, very easy. So I am trying to, it's good to look. If there is a pedestrian who is passing, and then you turn. Now this is the highway. If you can see up there, I'm gonna go and join that highway up there. So I hope you guys can see. It looks beautiful. You know, the snow is very, 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 very beautiful. Let me try and zoom just a little bit there. Yeah, see, the snow is beautiful. And my car is trying to skid a little bit. Let me change the lane. There. So now I am exiting the downtown, and I am gonna go to the main highway so that it can take me home. I like to go through the highway because it's faster. So now this uphill is gonna join me to the highway, all the way like that. And there's a policeman over there. If you overspeed, you get a ticket. And you always have to look when you're joining the highway, because if you don't look, very, very easy for you to be hit, and you don't want to be hit. So look at the highway, how clean it is. It's very, very, very clean. They normally clean it up like completely. Completely. But then when it becomes warmer, if the temperatures change and they rise a little bit, they're not going to be very, very hot, because right now it's the cold season. But when the temperatures are a little bit warmer, all the snow is going to melt into water, so you'll just be seeing water flowing everywhere. You see the way they have put it on the side, because snow can be good, it's beautiful, but at the same time it can be very, very bad. Whereby if it snows, like when it snowed, it became a little bit, the temperatures went a little bit higher, so it still snow. But if it snows and the temperatures continue to be very, very, very low, normally what happens is that snow tightens together and it becomes like glass. It's called black ice. And so when you're driving your car on top of that glass, that car like skids, it just, and it's very, very easy, it's very dangerous, and it's people cause accidents, and sometimes it's not even your wish, you know what I mean? So it's good that car is broken there. When it breaks, it stands there, and then it's put a sticker, a yellow one, I think a green one, a yellow one, and then a red one, and then they tow it away. So I hope you can see where the snow is and how it has been swept and how clean it is, And this helps with people not causing accidents and all that stuff. And if you look at our highway, the cars, they go the same way on one side and the other ones go down, so they don't meet each other on the highways. Although there are some in the interior areas where there are not so many cars, you'll find that the cars are meeting each other. I don't like those roads. So this is called the West Street. Still going. So if we use if I would be going to Olivia and Grace's school, I would exit over there. It's just right there. Right out there is their school, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna pass here and I'm gonna exit. If you looked better, you'd see the exit there says 235, because that's where I'm gonna exit. I'm gonna exit at 235, so I hope you can still see how clean it is. It's very, very, very clean. See? Really clean. So down there is another road. We are on top, but there's another road that comes to join the highway. You see that red car over there, and those cars, those three cars there, they are coming to join the highway. And here 235 north, so I'm gonna exit. And when you are exiting, you still have to look and see where you're going. So I have left this highway. I'm gonna join another highway here. It looks beautiful over there, guys. I hope you can see. It looks very, 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 very pretty. There we go. But the roads are really clean. And it's a good thing to drive on a clean road and you don't litter. If you go throwing away papers on the road and throwing away all the stuff that you want and you're caught, you pay a fine. That's why people do not litter. People do not like put a lot of trash. You know, there was someone who was asking me, it's so clean. How comes that it's so clean? If you're caught throwing even a piece of paper, you know, and the police cars here, sometimes you cannot know them. They are you won't know that it's a police car. You'll just think that it's just a normal car. And you see, like that car there, it has a red sticker. No, yeah, is it red or orange? Yeah, it has a sticker there. So the owner is supposed to come and get it, or it's going to be towed. And when it's towed, taken to the tow area, you have to pay. So they have to decide on to come and get it. So this highway is called 235. It's a 65-mile highway, but it's very, 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 very clean. Now, as I go, I'm gonna go and exit now to residential roads, whereby I don't need to drive at 65 miles per hour. I'll have to drive at 40. And what happens when you overspeed? Like I always said, you get a ticket. And what is a ticket? A ticket is you pay money. You charge like $180 or $200, and maybe you are going to work, and then you will be like, oh my goodness, I'm going to work for free. So the best thing is drive. You know, people come here, especially from Kenya, and they are rough drivers. They come and they style up, and they don't drive very roughly, because the more you get tickets, the more you'll pay a lot of fines, and the more your insurance is gonna go high. And the more, if you have so many tickets, sometimes you will go to shop for insurance and, excuse me, either they will charge you very high amounts or you will not get any, because they do not like risky drivers. You know, you have to be very, 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 very careful. So this is a ramp. It's called a ramp when you are going to join another road. So I have exited the highway. So this one is a ramp. So if I had my Google Maps on, it would be telling me exit into the ramp or follow the right ramp, whatever, or the fork. So this one goes and joins to a residential road. So let's see if there is going to be a difference. So there is no difference. All the roads are clean. Regardless of where the road is, they are clean. And you can see that it really snowed. It snowed a lot, actually. But the thing is, they clean up and clean up and clean up. So look at the trees, guys. The trees are dry. They are so dry. But that one is still shedding trees. It's still shedding its leaves. And soon it's going to shed everything. So when it When it becomes very, very, very cold, and then it snows or it rains, so the plants cannot be able to sustain to have the green leaves. So all of them fall, and that's why we have fall. The fall season is when the leaves fall. So all the trees right now, they don't have leaves, so they are like that. But it's just for a season, guys. It doesn't stay like this forever. It's just for a season. And then when it is springs, you will see how it looks. Look at that little tree there. That one does not do anything. This one is indigenous. It still has some snow on it. On top of it, it looks so pretty. Let's see if I can zoom it for you, or if I can see. It still has some snow on it. So that one, most probably, is gonna stay like that the whole of winter. It's gonna stay like that the whole of winter. So I hope that you guys are able to see. So when it snows, we go to work. You cannot call in and say that you're not gonna go to work because it's snowing. No, unless maybe the weather is so bad, because sometimes, you know, it snows really bad and the weather is really bad, and you cannot go anywhere. But most of the time is that you have to go to work, and things have to be done. Especially if you work in a hospital, you always have to ask yourself, if I don't go, who is going to take care of the patients? You know, so you go. Or if I don't do, you're not even in the hospital, even what the job that you do and you have been assigned, you always have to ask yourself, if I don't know who is going to work my shift. That's all that I ask myself. So I try to, try to go to work if you're needed to go to work, and that makes you accountable in whatever that you're doing. So they clean up completely. Look, the roads are dry, they're good. You don't have to worry about whatever. This is a little shopping center, and I know I did another video whereby I was telling you for every intersection, and for those who are new, I'm going to show you what an intersection is. An intersection is where four roads meet. Like here where I am going to pass, we have this road that I am going to, and then we have that road that goes up there, and then we have the other one that goes down there. So they form like it's not even a T, a shape that has, I don't even know what I can call it, but where four roads meet is called as intersection. And most of the time you're going to find there is a little shopping center, and the other side is residential. So this is residential, and I'm going to show you another intersection as we are still going, and as we are still seeing the way it snowed. If you look at those trees on that side, they still have a little bit of ice. Those ones do not change a lot. They still have just a tiny bit of ice. Oh gosh, I am so tired. Oh gosh, today I'm gonna sleep all day. So it's clean and nice. So I thought that I would share. I like to share what's going on around me. Look at you see these trees that are very brown and golden. All these leaves are gonna fall. By December, all the leaves will be down. So the trees will be like they are dry, but they are not dry. That is just to sustain their life. It's an adaptation. I would say it's an adaptation whereby they have to adapt to all their seasons, because we have 4 seasons. We have winter when it's very cold. We have fall, there's a lot of pollen, there's a lot of leaves that are falling. We have spring when everything becomes green, everything is green. There is a lot of pollen. No, fall, there is no pollen. The trees fall, I mean the leaves fall, there is no pollen. But in spring there's a lot of pollen. Everything is budding up, is springing up, There is summer, which is so hot. Oh my goodness. But me, I prefer winter than summer, because for winter I can wear a coat and put on my gloves and be okay. But in summer, oh my goodness, sometimes you cannot even go outside when you're having a simple top. You can't go because it's very, 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 very hot, extremely hot. So it all depends. So I hope you guys have seen. I like to show you around, you know, so that you know when you come to the US what to expect, especially with the weather. And these extreme weather conditions, if I take you back, are the things that make you have all those vaccinations, especially when you win a green card, because you're coming into a different temperature, into a different life. That's what you're coming into. So this is another intersection. And all intersections, there is lights. And if there is no light, there is a stop sign on 4 sides whereby the cars go by turns. They go by turns. So it all depends on wherever that you are. I hope that this video is going to help. Look at my eyes. They are very tired. My eyes are very, very, very tired. But I'm almost home. I hope that this video is going to be helpful to you. And please share, please like our channel, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And thank you guys, and God bless you. I'm just gonna add a little bit, even if I was done. Look at the residential. Here they haven't swept. They have failed to sweep, so it's not very clean. So mostly like here, you sweep your own garage. But here the ice is still there, so it's a little bit slick. But here you normally sweep. Like these ones, they have done nothing. They haven't swept. So it depends on what you want to do. These ones, they haven't touched it even a little bit. So it depends. The roads are clean because the city council cleans the whatever. But in the residential, people just leave it. Look at the cars. They have those little snows on top of them. I hope you can see. I like to show you stuff, guys. You know, look at how beautiful that tree is. It's gonna shed off. All of it will. So here, you can hear the way my car is making a sound. See the little cars? They're full of ice. They are full of ice. Well, yeah, you just have to drive very slowly. That one is full of ice. I think they packed the ice in there. I don't believe all that went into that truck. They packed some in there. People love snow. My kids love snow, but I didn't let them get outside this time because they were just recovering from my cold, and they were so mad. But then I was like, I'm not gonna go to the hospital again to take you because you have a cold. No, I am not gonna do that. Sometimes I have to be strict with them. So here we go. Look at our area. It's full of snow. Even the road is not cleaned because this is residential. Can you hear the way my car is just grinding on the snow? Look at the cars over there. You can tell that I am home. That's my son's car. It's full of snow at the front. So I hope you can see the difference between the roads and the residential. Very, very different. So I am here, and thank you for watching my videos. Oh gosh, I don't know how I am getting in here. I can barely even go. So thank you guys. God bless you.